If you've ever looked at your dividend portfolio and wondered whether owning SCHD is enough, or whether you should ditch the ETF entirely and handpick its top holdings, then this video is going to change the way you think about dividend investing. Because SCHD might look simple on the surface, but inside this fund are 100 carefully selected companies. Today, we're looking at the top 20 of those holdings, the elite group that makes up nearly 40% of the entire ETF, and answering the big question, are you better off buying SCHD, or should you buy the strongest stocks individually and build your own portfolio? And surprisingly, the answer isn't obvious because what works best depends on your investing experience, your risk tolerance, and the amount of time you're willing to dedicate every single quarter to maintaining your portfolio. But let's start with the list because understanding what SCHD actually owns is the foundation for every decision you make afterward. As of now, the top 20 SCHD holdings, those heavyweight dividend players, look like this: Pfizer, Cisco, Verizon, Home Depot, Merck, Comerica, Stanley Black & Decker, Allstate, Huntsman, Realty Income. And continuing down the list are companies like Amgen, Chevron, Broadcom, Lockheed Martin, PepsiCo, BlackRock, Texas Instruments, AbbVie, and CME Group. Together, these companies are the backbone of SCHD, generating strong cash flows, paying consistent dividends, and offering defensive stability in sectors like healthcare, financials, and consumer staples. SCHD isn't chasing hype, it's chasing quality, consistency, and long-term dividend reliability. Every company in this top 20 list has passed a strict screening process that looks at return on equity, cash flow strength, dividend history, and financial durability. But numbers matter, so let's walk through the top 3 holdings in detail and evaluate whether they make sense as standalone investments. Starting with Pfizer, currently around $31.72, with a dividend yield of roughly 5.22% and an insane 76-year track record of increasing dividends. That alone would make Pfizer attractive for a dividend investor, but SCHD includes it for more reasons than yield. Pfizer is a defensive healthcare giant with consistent demand for its products, but the stock has seen serious pressure recently due to declining COVID vaccine revenue and uncertainties in its drug pipeline. That's why the stock is undervalued right now. Personally, if I were choosing stocks individually, Pfizer would be a buy. It's not perfect, but its yield, valuation, and stability make it one of the most attractive risk-adjusted opportunities in SCHD's list. Its biggest weakness is investor sentiment, not fundamental collapse. Cisco is a different story, currently priced around $32.18 with a 3.29% dividend yield and 33 consecutive annual increases. Cisco is a legacy networking giant that dominated the early internet era, but today it battles competition from cloud-native providers and shifting enterprise spending patterns. SCHD includes Cisco because it still prints cash, maintains high margins, and has a proven commitment to dividends and buybacks. Would I buy it individually? I'd hesitate, not because Cisco is dying, but because its long-term growth prospects are unclear. Eventually, the company must reinvent itself in a meaningful way to keep pace with cloud networking trends and AI infrastructure demands. As part of SCHD, Cisco works. Alone, I'm not fully convinced. Then there's Verizon, a classic SCHD-style pick. The stock trades at about $36.40 with a massive 6.29% dividend yield and 21 years of consecutive increases. Verizon is practically a utility stock disguised as telecom. Stable cash flow, strong customer base, predictable business model. Telecom has faced major pressure due to debt levels, competitive pricing, and capital expenditure needs, but the market has already priced that in. And unlike many industries, telecom isn't going anywhere. If you want a reliable dividend payer with low bankruptcy risk, Verizon is about as stable as it gets. SCHD includes it for its defensive characteristics and steady yield, And if I had to choose individually, I'd absolutely buy Verizon at its current valuation. It's not flashy, but dividend investors don't need flashy. They need dependability. So once you understand why SCHD holds these companies, the real question becomes, should you own the ETF or should you build your own personal SCHD by buying stocks directly? Let's break that down honestly. SCHD's biggest advantage is diversification. By buying one ETF, you instantly own 100 dividend-paying companies across sectors. One earnings miss or one stock collapse won't wreck your entire portfolio. SCHD automatically rebalances every year, screens companies, removes weak performers, and adds stronger ones. And it charges only 0.06% in fees, $6 a year for every $10,000 invested. That's practically free when you consider the research that goes into maintaining its portfolio. On the other hand, buying individual stocks gives you control, pure, unrestricted control. You can overweight your favorite companies, avoid ones you dislike, and build a portfolio that reflects your convictions. But this control comes with responsibility and a massive time commitment. If SCHD has 100 companies and the process to evaluate and curate them takes hundreds of hours for a professional team, you need to ask yourself, do you realistically have the time, tools, and discipline to match or outperform SCHD? For most investors, the answer is no, and the danger is this. When you try to handpick stocks, you expose yourself to behavioral mistakes, chasing hype, panic selling during downturns, overweighting risky sectors, or misjudging long-term fundamentals. SCHD protects you from yourself. But let's quantify the difference. If you attempt to replicate SCHD manually, here's the breakdown. Screening 5,000 dividend-paying stocks to identify potential candidates takes roughly 10 hours if done efficiently. Narrowing the list to the top 100 requires deep analysis, financial modeling, reading annual reports, and comparing historical performance, easily 100 hours. Then you need quarterly maintenance, about 4 hours every quarter to reevaluate, rebalance, and update positions. That's 16 hours per year. So annually, we're talking about 126 plus hours of research just to keep up. And even then, you'll probably underperform SCHD because SCHD is mechanical. It removes emotion. You're human, you don't. When you translate this into a dollar figure, SCHD becomes even more compelling. Suppose your time is worth $50 an hour. SCHD handles that entire 126-hour workload for 0.06% per year. If you have a $100,000 portfolio, that's $60 per year. That's the price of one restaurant dinner. For most people, paying $60 per year to avoid 126 hours of work is an obvious choice. That said, there are situations in which buying individual stocks instead of SCHD actually makes sense. If you have exceptionally strong conviction in a particular company based on research, not emotion, then individual stocks can outperform SCHD significantly. For example, if you bought McDonald's, Coca-Cola, or Realty Income at historically low valuations, those could outperform the ETF for years. But to justify buying individual stocks, you must meet these criteria. You understand the business model. You can explain what the company does in 1 minute. You've studied its financial health. You've reviewed its dividend history. You're willing to monitor earnings quarterly, and you believe the market is mispricing the stock heavily in your favor. As you start looking a bit deeper into the top 20 holdings of SCHD, you begin to notice something almost poetic about how the fund is constructed. It doesn't chase the hottest names of the year, and it certainly doesn't load up on hype-driven tech stocks that can skyrocket one quarter and collapse the next. Instead, the fund is built like a fortress of companies that have survived recessions, crashes, pandemics, wars, supply chain meltdowns, and entire technological revolutions. And that's exactly the hidden brilliance behind SCHD. It is designed not just for income, but for survival and consistent compounding. When you pick individual stocks, you need to recreate this safety net manually. And that is where most investors slip, often without realizing it. But imagine for a moment that you had to personally select all 20 top holdings. You'd be combing through financial statements, debt ratios, payout ratios, dividend histories, CEO turnover, free cash flow growth, market share erosion, industry threats, credit ratings, interest coverage, and capital allocation decisions. SCHD's team has already done that work for every one of these companies. It's the difference between building a house brick by brick versus walking into one that's already fully engineered, insulated, reinforced, and inspected. Sure, building it yourself might feel good, but if just one beam is misaligned, the whole structure becomes unstable. And that is exactly what happens when investors try to outperform SCHD by cherry-picking a few winners while unknowingly holding losers that drag everything down. Yet, it's equally true that some of SCHD's top holdings perform incredibly well outside the ETF context. Take Home Depot, for example. This company practically prints cash. Every time interest rates fall, home improvement booms. Every time the housing market tightens, people renovate instead of moving. And even in flat economic periods, Home Depot's dividend growth continues at an almost mechanical pace. SCHD only gives you a sliver of that performance, around 2% of the fund, but owning Home Depot directly gives you unfiltered exposure. That's the appeal of individual stock picking. When you choose right, the upside is much bigger, but there's a catch. If you overweight one stock and it falters for even a year, your entire strategy takes a hit. Imagine someone in 2021 loading up 40% of their portfolio in Verizon because of its safe 5% dividend yield, and then watching the stock drop more than 20%, while SCHD, with its diversified cushion, held strong. This is why so many seasoned investors eventually adopt a hybrid strategy. Let CHD be the foundation, the stable, consistent dividend-growing machine, and then add 3 to 5 individual stocks you truly understand. That way, you participate in SCHD's reliability while still enjoying the thrill and upside of personal picks. Another element investors don't often consider is emotional discipline. When you buy SCHD, you don't feel the same daily emotional tug as you do with individual stocks. SCHD doesn't explode upward overnight, and it doesn't crash spectacularly either. You don't wake up to shocking news about one holding collapsing because SCHD dilutes the impact across 100 companies. But when you hold individual stocks, the emotional swings are much sharper. A bad earnings report can make you question your thesis. A dividend cut can destroy your confidence. Market panic can tempt you to sell at the worst possible time. SCHD quietly eliminates those emotional pitfalls by smoothing volatility and muting noise. And yet, the case for individual stocks remains strong for investors who love research. For example, a deeply undervalued dividend aristocrat like Stanley Black and Decker may not look exciting inside SCHD's basket, but if you buy it individually at a discounted price, the future total return could easily outpace the ETF. SCHD owns many companies that are temporarily beaten down, precisely because yield and value are core parts of its strategy. But buying those same companies individually allows you to lean heavier into cheap valuations when market fear is at its peak. One of the most overlooked advantages of SCHD is how it handles rebalancing. Most investors claim they will rebalance, but almost none consistently do. When a stock falls 25%, investors either panic and sell or avoid adding more out of fear. But SCHD does the opposite. It automatically buys more of undervalued companies during annual rebalancing and trims winners that have become too expensive. This forces the portfolio to follow a disciplined strategy that most individuals simply cannot execute emotionally, even if they intellectually understand the benefits. The result is mechanical discipline without requiring any personal discipline. But think about certain sectors, like REITs. Realty income is a classic example. Inside SCHD, it's just one position among many. But investors who choose to hold realty income individually can tap into its monthly dividend appeal more deliberately, especially retirees who value the psychological comfort of income frequency. SCHD doesn't focus on monthly payouts. It focuses on yield sustainability. So an investor holding both SCHD and realty income gets the best of both worlds, a rock-solid dividend foundation plus a consistent monthly cash flow stream. Now consider the long-term investor who wants to truly build wealth through dividends. SCHD has a significant advantage. Its dividends are automatically diversified, but the best strategy for most investors, especially those who enjoy picking stocks but also value stability, is a hybrid approach. Something like 70% SCHD as your core, 20% in your top 3 to 5 individual high-conviction dividend stocks such as Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Realty Income, or Procter & Gamble, and 10% in international dividend ETFs like VYMI. This gives you 3 benefits. SCHD provides stability and diversified income, your individual picks give you control and higher potential upside, and international dividends reduce U.S. concentration risk. It's balanced, efficient, and easy to maintain. So let's bring everything together. SCHD's top 20 holdings represent some of the most reliable dividend companies in the U.S. They pay strong yields, maintain long dividend growth streaks, and operate in industries built for durability. Buying SCHD gives you automatic access to all of them without the obligation to analyze each stock individually. But buying individual stocks gives you control and sometimes higher potential returns. The key is knowing who you are as an investor. If you want simplicity, low cost, and high reliability, choose SCHD. If you enjoy research, monitoring earnings, and building conviction-based positions, mix SCHD with selective individual stocks. And if you want maximum long-term balance, follow the hybrid model. In all cases, the truth remains the same. Your investing success won't come from chasing hype. It will come from owning great companies, holding them long enough, reinvesting dividends, and staying consistent. And SCHD, whether alone or as part of a larger strategy, is one of the most effective tools to help you do exactly that.